Ladies and gentlemen, two-time Pro Bowler Kirk Cousins.
Yeah!
Kirk, how's it going, man?
Doing well. Thanks for the warm welcome.
Well, I wanted to give you a full-on, I was ready to rattle. I was ready to go, I was ready to go. And then I heard from our guy who's handling the phone call with you. He's like, well, it's just a thumb on the phone right now, so we don't know if it's Kirk yet. So I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to fully go through a full one there because it's your first time on the show. You deserve it. So I apologize for that, but thank you for joining us, man.
No, I appreciate your hospitality. Glad to be here.
Kirk, there's so many things I want to talk to you about, okay? And I don't know how much time you have. We'll try to make it as quick as possible because you're a working man here and it's a Wednesday, big work Wednesday in the NFL. I completely understand that. Whenever you said if I die this offseason, I want to let you know this show here was one that was like, that's okay. Okay, Kirk. Now I know that that's potentially because of how comfortable you are in your religious sense and everything that you've kind of come to accept or whatever, but you caught a lot of hell for that thing. And I asked Thielen about it. I was like, what do we not know about Kirk Cousins you think that that should be known? And he was like, yeah, you're a super competitive guy, super fiery guy, great leader in there and everything like that. Kirk, I just want to let you know, it's been an honor to kind of learn about you more and more because I feel like you're kind of an enigma. I don't know if you know, you're kind of an enigma whenever it comes to outside people that don't know you.
Well, hopefully being here with you, we can start to kind of unwrap who I really am. But, I got a lot I want to talk to you about. So first of all, I see you make some T-shirts. If I die, I die. I hope some way or another I'm going to be getting royalties from those. Everybody look into that. But even if I don't, you need to send those to our offensive linemen because our offensive linemen are deeply upset with you that a T-shirt gets made about me and they don't get one. So if nothing else, we want those T-shirts sent to our building so our linemen can wear them.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. So every dollar that we've made from the If I Die, I Die shirts, we'll donate to the Julian Kirk Cousins Foundation, and we will send some over to the big boys over there. Now, I don't know how large they are. It is tough to get some sizes in this merch world that we're in with 2020. Everything's shut down, you know what I mean? But we will send some over there. The shirt's one of the crowd favorites, by the way.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Hopefully then we can get some 2Xs, some 3Xs, some 4Xs, and take care of our guys. But I also got something I got to ask you. My college roommate Aaron Bates was a punter at Michigan State. He's also a trick play extraordinaire. But I believe that he visited West Virginia when you were the punter there. Didn't end up going to West Virginia. But I don't know if you remember Aaron. I just had to ask. Do you remember Aaron Bates at all? Because he was a big fan of yours.
He went on a visit there?
He went on a visit. He's from Southeast Ohio, so he was close to West Virginia. But I just had to shout out his name. He was my college roommate for 4 years. And go when you get off the show, go do a little research on Aaron Bates. I think you'll see some good stuff come up. You'll be proud of him as a punter.
So sorry to interrupt. If you're a man watching this, you deserve to have long, great. And you can do that now with our friends at Roman. Right now, you go to GetRoman.com. You get $10 off and free 2-day shipping on Roman swipes, which are guaranteed to make you have longer, more fulfilling every time you get in the sack. Now let's get back to the fornicating action. So you were roommates with the punter for 4 years at Michigan State? Because you're a Michigan State legend, by the way. And I know you're from that area, I believe. We were up in there golfing. I didn't know you were roommates with the punter. That makes If I Die, I Die. Primetime Kirk last year gets big win in Jerry World, wins a playoff game. Now you're roommates with the punter for 4 years in college. Kirk Cousins, I'll tell you what, this is awesome to learn about from you, sir.
So my roommate, all he would do is he'd walk around the dorm room and he'd just do drops. And he'd just drop the ball. I'm trying to watch SportsCenter, and it's just drop after drop. And we've got our kid who lives below us with a broom hitting the ceiling saying, stop doing drops at 10 at night. I'm trying to sleep. And my roommate, Aaron, looked at me and said, if this kid wants a good punter for his football team, he's going to have to deal with this. This is a sacrifice to help us win.
Well, that's a big deal. The drop is literally all that matters. And I respect Aaron Bates, not only being a Southeast Ohio guy. I hope we had a good time. I assume we did on the visit. I can't believe we didn't land him, though. He went to Michigan State. I thought I had 100% land rate if we did a visit together, to be honest with you. There's some big names that I got to West Virginia. I think I was part of the cruise that hosted him.
I think Stanchek might have been his host, so maybe that was the problem.
Oh, we had a good team. You know Stanchek? Do you know Ryan Stanchek as well?
I don't, but Aaron did, and he had some good stories.
Morgantown was a wild place. The drops at 10 o'clock at night were not happening. I don't know if anybody I had Morgantown was a wild time. Let's talk about you a little bit, Kirk. And I can't thank you enough for joining us here. And I can't wait to talk about the cereal, too, the Cousins Cinnamon Snaps. We'll get to that at the end because that is super cool. And it seems like something that makes me like you even more, super relatable. Somebody that eats cereal. I've learned a lot about you just from all that stuff. Whenever you got drafted to the Washington football team now, and the situation was what it was, right? They traded 75 picks to get RG triple sticks in there. You're drafted the same exact year. But everybody behind the scenes basically said that you just want to work every single day. Just want to work every single day, dialed in, no matter what happens. There was a lot of potential extra stuff happening with RG3, whether he was trying to learn how to be a professional or whatever rumors were happening, and you just were kind of this constant. And then you get a chance to kind of play and go there. Was the beginning of your NFL career over there obviously something you couldn't have predicted, but did it help you at all in handling maybe adversity or situations that could pop up in this league at all?
Yeah, I think it taught me that this pro career is more of a marathon than a sprint. And, it's great if you can get out to early success. I think that's better than not. But you also got to understand that, the challenge in pro football is that sustained success and that consistency. And so for me, I just kind of tried to take the long view and said, I just got to keep working every day. Kind of stack days on top of each other, and believe that if I'm good enough, I'll get a chance somewhere, some way, somehow down the road. And if I'm not good enough, I got to live with that and be self-aware and realize that maybe I'm not good enough. But wasn't in a hurry to make it all happen. And I think as time proves, and as we look back, that was certainly the right approach.
And all this has come out about the way that organization was run from top to bottom, obviously, and there's a player is not going to know about the way things are being handled in the front office. So that would be a very dumb thing to talk to you about because that's way over your head whenever you're over there. But you get franchise tagged over there, and then you get to your free agency. And I remember how big of a deal it was for all other players to see the way you negotiated your deal. And I think there were some cameras on you at the time. I think the Jets made you an offer. It was fully guaranteed. And then the Vikings come in with a fully guaranteed. And I thought you were going to change the way deals were done forever. I was like super pumped. I'm like, Kirk Cousins just made a play for players forever. Now, has it completely gone that way? No. But the way you handled it, I think a lot of players saw and had a lot of respect for. What led to that type of negotiation or idea behind the business side of it? Is that just something you saw and wanted to do? Did you have a team around you that was thinking about it? What was it?
Honestly, it goes back to my agent, Mike McCartney. Mike, it was his idea. And it was his idea before I was ever franchise tagged back at the start of 2016 after I finished up my 2015 season. He said, I have a vision for a contract to be fully guaranteed, kind of explained it to me. And I said, great. I play football. You can handle the business. And then that was kind of a long journey of the 2 franchise tags and then eventually going to free agency and then seeing that contract, which he had a vision for, come to fruition. But it was kind of a 2-3 year journey to get there. And, it's not what other quarterbacks have since done, but it worked for us. And honestly, most importantly is, that you're with a team, with an organization that you feel really good about. And I've really enjoyed my last 2.5 seasons here in Minnesota and just thrilled that it all worked out.
Last year, a lot of success, obviously, playoff win and everything like that. Now, you said you're self-aware. And I assume you don't live, like in a hole or under a rock or whatever. The conversation about the big game, the primetime game, blah, blah, blah. It was deafening at points. I mean, it was very loud. Like, no matter what you did, even if you had a great game, it was like, 1 o'clock game, doesn't matter. And then you go into a big game, you have a great game, team loses because you don't play on the defensive side of the ball or on the special team side. And it was like, well, Kirk Cousins can't win it. Then last year down in Jerry World, primetime Kirk Cousins was born. Then you get that New Orleans Saints playoff win with Kyle Rudolph shoving that guy into the first row of the stands and then catching the ball. But it doesn't matter how you win. Hey, you win, you win. It doesn't matter. New Orleans Saints fans won't say that, but however you want to win. Was that something you heard? And as a human, was it a massive relief to kind of get that monkey off your back and be like, okay, now that that's done, I can't wait to move forward? Or are you so laser focused that that didn't even affect you?
Well, you can't bury your head in the ground. You're still going to hear things. And I guess where I took comfort and didn't let it eat at me too much was in a lot of those games we lost, and you kind of mentioned it, I felt like I was playing good football, and I felt like I was getting better. I felt like I was improving. And I just believe that if I kind of kept at it, kept playing well, that eventually, the odds are we're going to start winning these games. And last year we were able to win, the game in Dallas, the playoff game. And then you just try to build on it, and this year, we're hovering right around 500. So it's not like suddenly everything clicked and we're undefeated. But I do believe that I'm still, getting better as a quarterback, and that, that's really where I kind of take comfort. And the narratives will be what they are, and that's fine. And it kind of changes week to week depending on how well you played your latest game. And just try not to ride the roller coaster too much and just focus on getting better.
Kyle Rudolph just shoved that. Did you tell him to do that? Did you tell him to...
He's very smart as a player. So if he did shove him, he's only going to shove him in a way that the ref will never be able to tell. He's so crafty, and I wasn't expecting a flag there by any means.
Let's talk about crafty athlete Adam Thielen. Let's talk about sneaky athlete, lunch pail guy, first one in, last one out, coach's son, high motor, Adam Thielen. What is you guys have had an incredible relationship. You guys on the field, and we'll talk about Justin Jefferson being this phenom basically in the entire thing coming in this year. But Adam Thielen was out last week. You guys still get a win. He has survived COVID, so I do believe he had the same mindset. If I die, I die. He has survived it, which I'm no scientist, but I do believe 100% recovery rate in the NFL thus far. That is good news. But Thielen's back. What has it been like? Because Thielen's story at this point. I think we all do. He had to pay to go to a regional combine. He had to pay to work out, okay? And then he finds his way on a team, and he comes out of nowhere. What has it been like kind of building that rapport with him, kind of watching him go to work and obviously get paid off for his incredible story that has been?
Yeah, when I got to Minnesota at the start of 2018, and he was already a Pro Bowler and had already really established himself as, the number 1A receiver for the team. So for me, it was just a matter of saying, hey, this is our guy. Let's start to build that rapport and start feeding him. And it's really been that way ever since. I mean, the very first 8 games I played here as a Viking, he had 8 straight 100-yard games, and he's really never looked back. Last year, he was off to a fast start. I think he caught 5 or 6 touchdowns in the first 5 or 6 games. And then he pulled his hamstring, missed, a good third of the season, and then came back and made an enormous catch in overtime in the playoff game to set up Kyle Rudolph's fade that was such an egregious push-off, apparently. So, and he's done it again this year with, aside from COVID taking him out last Sunday, he's been super productive again. So really all I've known in my 3 seasons here is Adam being consistent and productive. And eventually Father Time will get us all. But until then, I expect him to keep doing it.
Before we let you go here, and once again, Wednesdays are an incredibly busy day. I was only third string quarterback in the NFL, so I don't know what the starting quarterback in NFL Wednesday is from personal experience, but I've seen it. So I appreciate you taking time here. Justin Jefferson has come on to the scene, and obviously the gritty has been a lot of conversation. Can you gritty, by the way?
I have never even tried. I have talked to him about it, and I'll leave it at that. Just talking about it. Don't need to be about it.
Hey, you run one in, though, in a primetime game. If we could see primetime Kirk, may have to do it.
Trainer, yeah.
Yeah, have to. Can we talk? How has it been, for him to – now, granted, somebody has to throw in the ball, and that's you. But how do you think he's made it look so easy? Because these young guys, Chase Claypool is having a hell of a year. He's a rookie as well. Justin Jefferson it's not normal for these rookies to be able to do what they're doing. What has it been like for Justin Jefferson? Is he just like a natural, like everything just comes to him, the work ethic, everything like that? What have you noticed?
Natural is the word I've used. People ask me kind of what has made him successful, and it's not any one trait. It's not, he's a 4.2 40 guy, so he's just faster than everybody, and that's why. Or, he's big and strong, and so he just outmuscles people. It's really neither of that. He's just a natural receiver. So tracking the football comes easy for him, closing on the ball, attacking it with his hands, creating separation versus man coverage, and then running the entire route tree. There's not a route that he's uncomfortable running. So I think when you're a natural receiver, the game comes naturally to you. It makes a really smooth transition. And we needed somebody who could kind of complement Adam, because we saw, when Adam was out last week, how defenses will start to really be able to say, okay, this is their one receiver, let's take that guy away. When you have two, it really forces defenses to play a little more honest. And I think that's why both of them then can be so productive.
Hey, I'm gonna ask this question, and you answer it. You're a very intelligent guy. What was it? Was Stefan? Was it off the field, on the field? Why didn't it work with Stefan, you think? Like, why did he end up getting – because he's having a good year with Buffalo. He had a great year with you guys. Why didn't it work, you think? What was it? Because you guys needed to fill in that gap with Justin Jefferson, who's done an incredible job. I mean, Stefan was an incredible tag team with Adam Thielen. What do you think it was? Was it relationships with – like, what was it, you think?
You'd have to ask Stefan. I mean, he wasn't going to, go around the building and just verbalize that to everybody. I mean, he went about his business and did his work, and he was very productive. I mean, at back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons for us. And when Adam was out last year for several weeks, we really leaned on him to carry us in the pass game, and he did. So, he was always great to me, great with me. He's one of the best receivers, one of the best players I've ever played with. I mean, he's showing that now in Buffalo, what he can do. So I was grateful I got to play with him for 2 years. But, he wanted to go somewhere else, and fortunately it worked out for everybody. He was able to get that, and we were able to then draft Justin, and all in all, looking back, I hope everyone's kind of able to be happy with how it worked out.
Yeah, and it's always interesting because whenever there's like a little seed of negativity planted, it can always blossom into something if miscommunication happens. And I feel like that was potentially what happened over there. And that happens everywhere, by the way, in every business, not just there. And it has worked out on the other side in a beautiful fashion. Kirk, I'm excited to watch you guys continue to go on a run. Your team is awesome. We have to talk about this cereal, though, because I'm a big cereal eater. The Cousins Cinnamon Snaps. Was Cinnamon Toast Crunch your favorite cereal?
So here's the deal. It's kind of a cross between the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Golden Grahams.
Ooh.
And you'll notice the cinnamon is MINN, obviously. But it's been great to partner with Hy-Vee and sell that cereal for a limited time during the season. And then the proceeds can go help support the local Boys and Girls Club chapters here in the Twin Cities here in Minnesota. And we've got a bunch of boxes in our house, and I'm usually having one at night before bed. So, if you like the cross between Golden Grahams and Cinnamon Toast Crunch, that's what you're getting.
Yeah, that sounds like a dream come true. And also the Julie and Kirk Cousins Foundation, which directs money to the Boys and Girls Club of the Twin Cities, will be giving all the money from the "if you die, you die" thing. Don't die, by the way. The world's better with you. And we'll send some 5Xs over for the big asses blocking up for you up in the front.
Thank you. They'll be much happier with you, and you'll be in their good graces.
Well, they do a great job. I mean, Dalvin Cook, I don't know what his injury is. I don't know the update, but what you guys have been able to accomplish, I can't wait to see you guys going forward, and I can't wait to chat with you again, Kirk.
Awesome, Pat. Enjoy it. Thanks, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michigan State legend, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah!
Thank you, Kirk. He was cool, huh?
Good guy.
Cereal night, just like you, Paul.
Yeah.
Not right now, obviously, but.
Yeah, because I'm on the keto. This is the thinnest I've looked in a long, long time, by the way.